One of the bands who played on Saturday night at the Cambridge Folk Festival were Man the Lifeboats. Often compared to Bellowhead, the Waterboys, Oyster Band, the Levellers, and the Pogues, frontman and songwriter Rich Quarterman joins us to talk about the experience and tell us about the band. Thanks for joining us, Rich. How are you today?
I'm very good, thanks, Linda. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. So we have
Good,
to
good.
start with the name, don't we? Where did the name Man the Lifeboats come from, and what does it mean?
I mean, funnily enough, someone asked us in the merch tent on Saturday at Cambridge, and I wish I had a more interesting answer, but it came from a song lyric of mine, an old song I'd written, and we just liked the sound of it. We had a Google, no one else had. I mean, we came up with like about 500 band names, but everything else has already been taken, or it means something else.
Yeah, it must be
So
hard, actually.
it's
I mean, so
tough.
many have been used.
Yeah, it's tough. So, and once you kind of run with it for a few years, you can't really go back and change it. So I guess we're stuck with it now.
I had visions of you in Wellies and off at a moment's notice to go and save lives. I thought there was something like that going on, but no.
No, thank God. I'm not sure how efficient we'd actually be in a lifeboat, but I always loved the RNLI and the work
Oh
they do,
yeah.
and I've always had a fascination with the sea and that whole kind of thing. But we do often get booked as a shanty band and mistaken for a shanty band, and we're most definitely not one of them.
How did the band form? How did you all get together in the first place?
So we started live after a Skinny Lister gig. I mean, we've all played in bands before and so on, but this particular band started. I went to see Skinny Lister back in 2016, and then another band supporting them called Holy Moly and the Crackers.
Hmm.
And it was at the garage in London. Never seen them before. Hadn't really heard much about them, and I was blown away. I thought it was just brilliant. It was like a modern day Pogues with songs that were relevant. And I still think Dan is one of the best songwriters around. And the next day I went online, found some bandmates, got together a folk band. Like I've grown up with, Richard Thompson, Oyster Band, all the great folk bands. And I've always loved the idea of kind of playing that upbeat, Poguesy,
Yeah,
drinking folk music.
yeah.
So yeah, Skinny Lister, they really kind of lit a fire. And it was great it was 3 years after that, I think, when they invited us back to their show at the garage to support them.
Hmm.
Felt like a bit of a full circle moment. And then we caught up again with them at Cambridge on
At
Saturday.
Cambridge. Yeah, yeah, we were
That's
chatting to them.
awesome.
They're
Yeah,
great. Really, really nice.
they're just awesome. They're great. They're a great bunch of people. They're really kind, generous. And like I said, I genuinely think they're some of the best musicians and songwriters around, full stop, just not just in folk music. Like Cambridge it was amazing walking around backstage because some of the reasons we got into this, Frank Turner, Richard Thompson, Skinny Lister actually occupying the same space as them is quite a special thing, and it felt great to be a part of that.
So
Yeah.
you write the songs, don't you? Or you're one of the songwriters anyway for the band. How does a song usually come together? Does it start with the lyrics or a riff or is it something else?
For me, usually it starts with a lyric or an idea of some kind of a couple of words that go together or that pop out of, I don't know, an article or wherever. But it's mostly someone says something and I think, oh, that'd make a great song. And then I guess you try and turn it into a story, you try and make it interesting. And then I take it to the band after usually when you've got the words, the kind of the overall, the feeling or the tune, the main melody comes with that, but then I take it to the band. And Dan and Aaron are two phenomenal musicians that they know every single folk song that's ever been recorded, every single tune, and they pluck these things out of the air, and we kind of go with that and mix it together. David and Danny on the drums and the bass add the beat and the rhythm, and before we know it, we've got a song. But also, I've got to mention we've got an amazing producer called Jamie Evans, who's got a studio up in Ollerton called Superfly, or he works out of that studio. He adds the finishing touches, and he helps us just turn it into a finished song as opposed to something we've been batting around and playing with. So yeah, it takes all the band and production and everything else to come up with a song, and I mean, it probably takes us far longer than it should do. We've been working on this last album for 2 or 3 years now. So it's due. New music is due, and it is coming next year.
I was going to
Awesome.
ask you about that when the next thing was going to be released.
Yeah.
So it will be next year, yeah?
We're in the studio kind of now dipping in and we've got the bones of the album recorded. We just need to keep going back and adding the parts and honing it. There'll be new music in this autumn. We're releasing a song called The Impromptu Kaylee Incident that we played on Saturday and it had a great reception. It does exactly what it says on the tin. It's basically just a Kaylee a dance song, but it's yeah, a lot of fun. So that's coming out this autumn, and then another couple of songs, another couple of singles early next year, and then the full album either the summer or the autumn next year. So yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah, that sounds great. How does your song kind of translate into the difference between in the studio and playing it live? Or are there no differences? Do you make sure that when you're recording it, you will be able to play it live and it'll sound like the same thing?
Yeah, it's a good question because one of the problems in the studio is, you've got infinite equipment and things that you can add and ideas coming in left, right, and center. And at the time, it always feels like a good idea to add everything. And, oh, we could do with a bit of piano there and a bit of brass there and a bit of a choir there. And of course, that's all very well. But when it comes to playing it live, you can't afford to bring a choir around with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the songs are often played live a lot before they go into the studio anyway. So we kind of know most of them work live. And adding extra stuff, there might be stuff that's on the album that won't be on the live songs. It's just the way of it. But we don't ever want to take it too far from what you're going to see live because, yeah, then it is a bit of a problem. People come in, like, they listen to the album and they come and see the show, and it's a different thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's not what you want. So.
Yeah, I get that. And your gig at Cambridge, I was snooping around looking at your Facebook page, and you got a great picture of the band with the crowd in the background. You had
Yeah,
a huge turnout, didn't you? And lots of comments saying how great you were. What was it like at Cambridge on Saturday?
it was incredible. I mean, you never really know what stage two is going to be like at a festival, and I've not been to Cambridge before, so I think we all arrived knowing that it would be a good crowd, but we didn't know it would be that good. Like to see a whole field dancing in the sun was just a beautiful sight, and yeah, we're really grateful to John Felt the Booker for having us there, and the whole team really. It's kind of we've been going for almost 10 years now, and you get one or two of these shows a year that are just landmarks that almost take you up a level and really stand out as kind of special crowds and special moments. And I think Cambridge on Saturday was definitely one of them. We're still buzzing and on a high from it, and I'm glad we got that photo from the stage. We actually filmed the whole set. We got a little GoPro on my guitar that we filmed, so we'll probably use that in some form or other as we go out on tour this autumn.
How can people get in touch with Man the Lifeboats?
We've got a mailing list on the front page of our website, which is just manthelifeboats.com. We are on Facebook, Instagram, occasionally Blue Sky, very occasionally TikTok because we don't really understand it. But I'm
Nobody does.
taking steps to address that. But yeah, there's an email address as well on our website, managethelifeboats.com. But yeah, drop us a message, get in touch. We've got a few support shows in September, October with Ferocious Dog. We're then out on our own. We've got 9 dates across October, November, and a few at the beginning of December. Yeah, London, Sheffield, Norfolk. Too many to remember off the top of my head. But anyway,
Mhm.
they're all listed on the website, so it would be great to see people at a show. And two festivals left this summer as well: Shrewsbury at the end of the month and Swanage in the middle of September. So summer's not over
Brilliant.
yet.
No, no, it certainly is not. Thank you very much for joining us, Rich Quarterman. All the best
Pleasure
with the tour
for having
and
us.
the album next year.
Thank you very much. We'll see you
Thank,
again.
thank you.